this is what kind of a day it is. This is what kind of a live stream it's going to be. I'm not sure what the fuck I'm going to be saying or not saying. I don't know. But if you guys want me to drink alone, go ahead, I'll drink alone. I've done it before. Wise and Oak. Wise and Oak, my man. All right, who didn't leave me hanging? Let me go back and look. 37, Hearst. Lionheart, my brother. JJ Gosnell, beautiful disaster. She's so pretty. Pom, pom, pom. Two Bear, let's get this big started. Two Bear's been giving me the Big Brother thing for about half an hour now, so I'm down with that. Nail Lover joined in too. Thank you very much. Cali Cat's there with some for me. Wise and Oak's always got it on the move. I know. Cali Cat gave me some more. You guys didn't even know. You guys started that way. Started when the live stream turned on, drink was in hand. Oh, my God. I got curious. I was reading back up when I had a second to sit down before we went over there. And they Curious said, hey, hello, everybody, was greeting himself to the live stream and said, can you sum up your day in one word? That's what he was asking. And so I kept waiting for you guys to reply. Nobody really, fuck it, what's going on with this fucking microphone, piece of shit? Nobody really replied to him on that, but I read it, and I was like, can you sum up your day in one word? I was going to be like, fuck! I don't know. We've all had days like that, I guess. California bullies. I'd drink all the time, too, if I lived in Bakersfield. That was a fucking dumb thing to say. You think there's places in California like Bakersfield you just drink all the time? We got a nice neighborhood. I got a nice backyard. I got a nice wife and a kid. I love my dogs. I get to sit with you fine folks, but California bullies. Wow. I got to find that motherfucker and put him in a timeout. Let me find him. California bullies. Where do I find California dipshit, small-minded, stuff stuck up my ass bullies? Where do I find that guy? Oh, there he is. There's one. Oh, you already did it? Well, I put him in there too. Yeah, fuck California bullies. Now he can listen, but he can't talk, which is, it's the way he should have been raised. Didn't your parents ever tell you, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all? Now, I'm not saying that we don't say unkind things from time to time, but wouldn't you agree that we're provoked? How many of us out there just run down the street just poking fun at people and talking out our asses? Not usually. Not till some dipshit comes along like, California bullies, I have something to say. My mommy got me a pewter, and my pewter works. Stuff like that. What a fucking idiot, dumbass. All right. I did not get to update. This is kind of funny. I did not get to update the $2 whore. However, I found an email with one of you guys who volunteered to be the $2 whore. So, Thursday night, we're going to have a new one. I promise. I very promise. As one of my daughters used to say when she was a little, Dad, I very promise, Dad, please, I very promise. JJ Gosnell, member for 8 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. Love you guys, and what the hell is this NFL season? I don't know. There's, for those of you who aren't football fans, I don't even want to get into the NFL problems right now, but I want you guys to know this. Now, this is for, listen to this, even if you don't like football, but you understand football. A guy goes to tackle the quarterback. He does. He tackles the quarterback, and as he's landing on the ground, he jumps up and puts his hands in the air to show the ref. He jumps up. This happens all the time. One time, he tackled the guy. The quarterback fumbled the ball, and instead of going after the ball, he jumped up and put his hands up and went like this towards the referee, towards the ref, not the coach, the ref. Said, look, my hand. Now, does that tell you where the NFL we're almost a flag football. It's almost a flag football, but just so you know, even if you don't like football, you want to talk football, we're not talking football. I say the one thing, and now even you guys are going to laugh because you're like, holy shit, I don't even like football. That's what's happening? Yeah, that's what's fucking happening. Oh, my God, I can't stand myself sometimes. Why? Because I'm too damn pretty. Yes, I'm pretty. No, I got all dressed up for you fuckers tonight. I even took a brush and look, hey. Yeah, you're welcome. It's not easy being me. Nightbot dropped in membership here. Nightbot's always kicking membership. Lord Crispy put in about 60 the other night. Good God. Between him and Nightbot and stuff Loud One does, your cup runneth over. I swear you do. Dilly the guy. Hello, General just jumped in. I was wondering, are you proud of Gen X kid? He seems like an awesome person, raising glass from the bottom of the Glass Nation. I have raised, as you know, 32 children. And there are tons of things with this kid, Gen Z kid. There are tons of things that you could never teach. You can't teach a kid to be compassion. I'm sorry. You can't teach them to have compassion. You can't teach them to love. You can show them things, but those things they have to develop on their own. You can teach them right and wrong. You can teach them how to work on a car. You can teach them how to mow a lawn. You can teach them how to be polite. You can teach them respect. You can teach some of those things, but there's a ton of stuff that you can't teach a child. You can show them by example and hope that it blossoms inside. You can plant seeds inside of them by examples and things you're doing. You can hope for the best, but there's just a bunch of stuff that you're not going to be able to teach them. You can't. They have to get that shit on their own, and they do or they don't. It's a type of DNA. It's a type of person they are. It has all to do with what's programmed inside of them from the beginning, and that's it. Sorry about that. That was my fault. Had an emergency there. Yeah, there's a street over nearby, and when the fire trucks go by, sometimes it does that thing. And yes, I live really close to a fire station, so fuck it. What are you gonna do? But the new studio's coming, and Lionheart promised to come out here and make it 100% soundproof. In fact, if we hear anything after Lionheart gets done modifying the sound studio, he has promised to throw himself off a cliff at the Grand Canyon in spectacular fashion. I'm thinking something along lighting himself on fire, holding purple candles, something like that. But I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But that's his gig. So yeah, the proud of the kid there is. It's just that right now I'm going through some stuff with him. It's teenage stuff. It's not even the bad teenage stuff. I mean, everybody who's raised kids, there's just some stuff where you just want to fucking scream and you want to pull your hair out and you're like, just fucking turn 18 and get the fuck out of here. None of those things. No. Just typical he steps on his own dick more than anything else. He really does. Hang on, getting a little warm back here in the corner. Got to turn on R2D2. All right, R2's moving. So, Dilly the guy, this is the best way to answer that. But we've all done that. We've all had kids. If you haven't had kids, you've been around kids. You've been an aunt or you've been an uncle. You get it. So, there's some stuff like that. But overall, it's good. Bubba Shinobi, $1.99, $2 whore time. JJ Gosnell, member for 8 months. Love you guys. What the hell's with the NFL season? I already got that one out of the way. Daniel Velasquez, member for 8 months. He's an extra. Hey, Daniel, thanks for sticking around for so long, my man. Oh, by the way, let me tell you, I did send you guys smoke signals. Let me cover that right now. Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. We got to get to that one later. All right. Fucked that one up, didn't I? Okay. The smoke signals were brought to you by Patreon. You guys got it. The moderators can put the links up. Everybody keeps emailing me after the show. I must have got 30 this week going, I didn't even know you guys were on. I didn't know you were on Facebook. I didn't know you were on YouTube. They didn't tell me. Facebook didn't notify me. YouTube didn't tell me. Okay, I got it. Just go to Patreon. Join Patreon. It's like 99 cents. And you get a personal email, sometimes 10 minutes before, sometimes half an hour before. You'll get an email saying, hello, we're going on this platform at this time, and it's going to be fun. You'll get a personal email. That way, it's the only place I can do that. I can't do it for YouTube members. I can't do it in Facebook, the subscription things, but I can do it here. So somebody, Gen X mom or myself or the kid jumps on and sends you guys an email. That's why you guys get the early notice. I mean, it's $1. You get a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, too. Go look it up. Go join and go look it up. There's a ton of behind-the-scenes stuff for Gen X Talks, but it's stuff you don't see anywhere else except on the membership subscriber sites. But if you just did it for the email, Patreon, just go. I'm telling you, you should go check it out. It's everybody who's got it says, everybody says, I would give you the 99 cents just for that. Just to get an email. I guess it's very inconsistent, hit and miss. So I apologize on behalf of YouTube tonight. Rome, dog if Cali, so, Rome dog? Boy. Rome dog, if Cali's so great there, why are they all moving to Colorado? Same with them Texans moving here. Look, I didn't tell you California was great. The state of California is great. But the part that man made with the taxes and the homeless problem, that's fucked up. Yes, kid.
Am I good to go?
Yeah, go do your stuff. Come see me when you're done. So I didn't say Rome was. I said Rome dog. I didn't say that Cali was so great. You know that California's great. Why the fuck's everybody leaving? I know everybody's leaving. I'm watching everybody leave. I'm just saying it's not my time yet. Not my time yet. Hector Hernandez, a big hello from Puerto Rico. We were just talking about you the other night. Yeah. Well, not you, Hector, but Puerto Rico. So, Separator was gifted a membership. Separator's the one who got the Nightbot. Oh, Superator. Superator's got what the fuck is Superator? Superator? Superator got the free gift from Nightbot, so he's a member for a month. Brian Masters, hello. I was born in 1980, and some people say I was the end of Gen X. What do you think? Yeah, I consider 80. I know most of the websites say 79. I know it's 79, 1979. That just seems like a dumb cutoff point to me. I would have included 80. So Gen X can legally lay claim to part of the 80s. We can with our childhood and our upbringing, yeah, but the other way around. James Miller, South Carolina trucker here checking in. Word of the day. I'm not reading that. It's fucking 200 syllables long. Too long. Can't read that. Team Up Church. Haven't heard from you in a while. $2. Much love, wise man. You watch NASCAR. Not very often. I do catch it. If I'm scrolling through the channels for something and NASCAR's on, I'll stop and watch. Especially if it's like the last 20 laps, I'll watch. But typically, that's just not my thing. Not that I don't have anything against it. It just wasn't one of the things that I was into. Sweep Dreams. Hey, brother, hailing from Canada. You got any recommendations for hot sauces? No. There's lots of recommendations. You know, Mrs. Forwatton, who I don't know if she's in here tonight or not. Mrs. Forwatton got a hold of something back east. God, now I can't remember the name of it. Mrs. Ford, I have to tell you. Does anybody know if Mrs. Ford is in here tonight? She is in there? I'm getting a little yelling at from the study. Mrs. Ford's in there. That she has a hot sauce she sent me. I can't remember the name of it right now. Absolutely in one of my top 10 hot sauces of all time. And I'm a big hot sauce guy. I love different hot sauces. I got to go get some more of that. She introduced me to that, and I was hooked. She got me like 2 or 3 different flavors, 2 or 3 different bottles. Ate them all. I mean, like within minutes they were gone. That's how good they were. Good stuff there. So, Sweep Dreams, if she posted in here, you'll know what it is. And Nate Dog, $4.99. Nate, you didn't say where the $4.99 went, so you know that goes to the Whiskey Fund. Lionheart, $1.99. I'm not saying that. Mike Perkins, $6. You can subscribe to all of Gen X Talk's platforms. Oh, is that right? Mike Perkins lets you know for $6 you can subscribe to all the platforms. Free and clear. You're ready to go. You got the pink slip in your hand. You own it. It's yours. What? What do you mean you don't know what the pink slip is? What? How do you not? I said you can own it. It's a pink slip. You can have. You fucking don't know what a pink slip is? You don't hear the term, we're racing for pinks? You got your pink slip on. You don't remember that? Holy shit. All right, well, here's what you do. Since you don't know what pink slips are, and you probably don't know why they're called pinks, even though they're not pink anymore, they still call them pinks. Well, everybody cool does. Leave the live stream, go look it up, come back when you're ready. That's all I got to say. For Christ's sake. Mrs. Forwatton, Hoff's Ghost Pepper is what it was. Mrs. Forwatton, lovely, classy, ever-present Mrs. Forwatton, coming through in a pinch. Thank you, Mrs. Ford. Appreciate it very much. Michigan Jackrabbit, on behalf of the Florida men, we would be honored to welcome you and your entire family to the great, beautiful, sunny state of Florida. That is one place I would not mind living. I don't know that a big, fat guy like me could handle the humidity. I don't know. There's probably some humid days where I'd be out on the front lawn laying there with the alligators going, kill me now. I just think that would be the possibility. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. What do I know? All right, so I think I'm all cut up on the sheets. We can erase those and get caught up. And now the kid is calling me. He just left to go get his shopping done for his school FFA. You kid, you are on speakerphone in the middle of my live stream.
My car won't start.
Where are you?
I'm in the driveway. Or not driveway, street.
Okay, and it just won't.
Okay, look. It won't, like, it won't start. You know, like, there's power, like, the battery is on. Like, it's not dead.
Okay,
It just won't.
Hold on now. Calm down. So it's not even cranking over? You're not going winning, You're not even doing that?
Yeah, there's no weenie.
All right. So turn the key on.
Okay.
Put your foot on the brake.
Okay.
Put it in neutral and try it.
Nope.
All right. Put it back in park. Turn your headlights on. Can you see the headlight shining on the trailer in front of you?
Yes.
Try to start it and see if your headlights go dim.
Yeah, they get dimmer. Also, I can tell they're not as bright.
Okay, then you got a battery problem. Otherwise, your headlights would have just got a little bit dim and stayed bright. You got a battery issue. Your either alternator went out or your battery's bad. Come inside, get the jumper box, and try it, and take the jumper box with you.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of a live stream. I can't fucking go out there and hold your dick for you while you piss. Oh, parenting getting in the way of my live stream. Can you imagine that? Parenting getting in the way. Well, you heard it live right there. Yep. That's parenting. That's how I roll with that. Give the Rojas, rest in peace, 8-bit. Oh, unexpected stuff at an unexpected time. Well, what are you going to do? All right, you guys, I haven't had anything to eat since brunch this morning. I've had a fucking mind fuck of a day, and I just need to spend some time with my friends. I'm going to drink another one right now. Don't make me drink alone. Andre said he diagnosed that from the other side of the pond. Yep. Well, he's going to start paying for his own car stuff now. So he makes a little money. Wise and Oak, my man, 8 fucks in there. 2 Bears got me covered again. Leslie Mathis, thank you, bud. Shinobi, here's to having better fucking days. No shit. Leslie, bad. Ellie Rojas, trash for life. That's what I'm talking about. David Black checking in. Give me circle the wagons and some whiskey too. And the Ace Jumpman dropped in $5 with no message. You know this motherfucking kid is going to come back in here and try to talk to me. Yeah, because I got the little battery jumper box. He's only seen me know how to use it 50 times. But you know what he does when I'm trying to give him instructions on shit like that? He does this. No, I'm watching you, Dad. No, I'm watching you. I'm paying attention. And he's not. He's only seen me do it 100 times. And he'll go out there and go, I don't know how this thing works. Do you push the button and then put it on? Do you click the clips, then push the button? If the button's not, what do you do here? Fuck it. He's just going to have to wait or figure it out himself. Giving him so many instructions over life. This is one of the things I'm pissed about. He doesn't fucking listen. And I mean doesn't listen with a fucking passion. We had an argument the other day about stuff. I said, just write the stuff down. If your mother gives you a list, if I give you a list, just write it down. And he won't write it down. He goes, fuck it, I don't need to write shit down. I can remember. And then he can't remember. And then everybody's pissed because we got to either remind him 13 times what he didn't do, repeat it 13 times, and go out there and go, look, you did some of it, you didn't do all. Why did I hear you say that? Yeah, you did. You just fucking forgot. Now you act like an idiot. Fucking that. All right, so where are we at? There was more in here. Heavy hard drive dropped in $5. Turn my whole screen teal. This goes the Gen Z kid growing up before our eyes on Gen X Talks. Yo, boy, becoming a young man. When he goes out there and changes a tire on the side of the freeway, then he's a man. $9.99. Are you serious? Here's mud in your eye. Why'd you do that? Are you serious? Here's mud in your eye. No one's going to know what that means. There's like 3 of us in here when I say, here's mud in your eye. Nobody's going to know what that fucking means. You had to do it. You had to do it, didn't you? Good God, you guys. All right, there was something I wanted to say. Something that's bothering me, and I'm not getting into particulars about stuff. I'm going to tell you part of a story. RPG's here? No fucking way. RPG, what the fuck has he been, man? Tony Belair, welcome to being an extra. Thanks. Oh, Troy Belair, welcome to being an extra. Thanks, my man. Thanks for joining up. Just sit back and relax. If you just joined the program here, I do all the work on a first date. Oh, you'll love me. It's really easy. Yeah, no. Listen, on a first date, literally, I do all the work. I will. No. I'm talented. On a first date, I'm very talented. I will have you back up against the wall reaching for shit that's not there, going, oh my God, oh God, that's me. Yeah. Just ask Gen X mom. She was grabbing for shit that wasn't there. True story. Just ask her. She'll tell you. Who's in here now? EFO sending my son a prayer to get over cancer. I'll be next to him again. Love is God. Love is good. Please, yeah, man. Cancer stuff. It's been hitting people a lot lately, and there's no predicting that shit, is there? There's no counter for it. You can't study against it. So some cancers you just get. All right. So what I wanted to tell you, what I want to bring up was something that bothers me that I think maybe you guys can relate to with family. I'll start with my grandfather. I told this story once, like 2 years ago. My grandfather had a stroke, and because of his stroke, he had memory lapses, and I was dumb. I guess I was 14. That's about as dumb as you can get when you're a boy growing up in the United States of America in Southern California. 14's about as dipshitty as you can get. I'm telling you. And I was the worst one of the bunch, I promise. And my grandfather had that stroke, and he had memory lapses that would last like 10 minutes. And at 14, I couldn't figure out how that was possible. How a person could still be sitting in front of you, breathing and talking, and they're cognitive, and they talk about things, and they have no idea what year it is or where they are. There's stuff they couldn't tell you who the president of the United States was. They're not there. You can tell. It didn't happen too often, but at 14, and this is the dumb part, this is the irritating teenager part, I would sit and say, Grandpa, you just had a memory lapse. He'd say, I did. I said, yeah, you couldn't talk right. You were talking weird. You didn't know who this was, who that was. But he couldn't remember the 20 minutes that had gone by. I said, what have you been doing for 20 minutes? He'd say, I don't know. Very smart man. Very intelligent when he wasn't in the middle of one of those brain bubble things. And he just knew that he had lost time, but he didn't know what happened. So my dumbass, one time he gets in the middle of one of these, I grabbed a tape recorder. Yeah, you see where this is going? I grabbed a tape recorder and I asked him questions that I knew he wouldn't know the answer to because I'd been around him enough that I knew there was things he didn't know that normally he would easily know. Don't even remember what they were right now. It's simple stuff. When he finally came out of it, I asked him, where'd you go? Where have you been? What's going on? He had no idea, and I played the tape back. I go, Grandpa, I just recorded this 10 minutes ago. And he listened, and he fully grasped the situation. And I think I broke his heart just a little bit when I did that. I thought at 14, in my dumb reasoning, I thought if I could show him the break and he could make the connection, that somehow by me showing him, he'd remember, oh, yes, I did. He said the words out loud. The thoughts went through his head. The questions went in his ears and answers came out, even if they were wrong. I thought that I was scientifically going to solve this. I remember thinking this would do good. This will help. I think it killed part of his soul when I did that. Now, looking back now, being a few years on, I can see where that probably wasn't a great choice. You know, what was the point of pointing out, hey, you're fucking losing your mind. Let me prove it to you. Wasn't my intent. So when you get into a situation where you see someone doing that, what do? What if it's not a stroke? You know, and first you're making fun of somebody for fucking up shit and you're laughing at them. Then you're telling them shit because they're irritating you. And then you get to a point where you catch yourself and say, I need to shut up. I don't need to keep beating this person up. I don't need to even bring them up anymore. Maybe you just let stuff slide, don't even say anything. You think that's the right thing to do? I do. I do now. Believe me, I've fucked up and done the wrong thing. And two things happen when you see this occurring. One is you catch yourself from being an asshole. You catch yourself from correcting the person and shaping the person and trying to corral them and bring them back into where they're supposed to be, because at some point you realize you can't. Neither can they. At some point you realize it's just a path you're on. A path they're on. So when you start catching yourself more and more and more, biting your tongue, letting it go, just moving around and making the corrections in life, and just don't bring it up, don't talk, no point in it. Can't fix it. I couldn't fix my grandfather. The next thing that happened then is the next thing that happens now. You start to feel sad, like you don't know how long will this last, how fast will it progress. What do you do about it? And the worst thing, see, with my grandfather, it was good in one sense. One part of that was good. He didn't know. If I'd have kept my big fucking mouth shut, he would have never known. He didn't know that he was having these memory loss. He didn't know that things were going wrong. He just had a lapse of memory and went on with life, and he was good, 29 days and 23 hours of the month. Who cares? Until my dumbass showed it to him, and then he had to live with that knowledge because he didn't forget. He knew. But what if it's something where someone's doing that and they become self-aware? That they're not quite up to speed, that they're not quite making decisions correctly. And now you've been beating them up, trying to bring them back in, trying to, hey, watch what you're doing. Just straighten out that. What the fuck are you? Come on back. You do that shit, and then they're like, fuck, there is something wrong with me. And you stop doing it, but it's too late. They already know. And now you're aware and you're trying to backpedal. I think problems, I don't know if you call them diseases. Maybe they're not all diseases. Maybe they're just afflictions or things you're born with. I don't know what the word is. Like a Down syndrome child is some people would look at that and say it's a terrible thing, they're Down syndrome, but you know what? They're almost always happy. They forget stuff and move along quicker than we do. Like Ted Lasso says, they're a goldfish. In a 5-second memory, they don't care. They move on. Those type of things, I think, are the ones that God has knelt down and kissed the person, the soul, the affliction, whatever you want to call it, when there's something that could really demoralize you, and it doesn't. It's the ones on the other side of that coin where you're left wondering what your role is and how to deal with it. Those are tougher. Now, I've already fucked up enough in my day that I'm learning quicker to keep my mouth shut in situations like that. Probably not as quick as I should still. I've been on this planet half a century. You think I learned to keep my big mouth shut? No. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can even relate to that or if I'm just talking out my ass. I'm going to scroll down here. You guys might just be talking back and forth amongst yourselves the whole time and not giving a shit what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, it's important. And what I'm saying, I think, will become more important as time goes on. Maybe even to you guys. The Ace Jumpman dropped in $5, turned my whole screen teal. I understand it. Since COVID, my brain fog is horrendous, and it can tear a person up. I'm with you, my man. I got you on that. Natives Portraits, $20. Sending support for a Gen Z in Clovis, California. Love the show. Appreciate that, my man. I do. Let's go back over to the sheets. We got Gen X Mom between the sheets. You never want to leave a woman between the sheets for too long. They get angry. All right. Unless they want to be left alone. Then stay the fuck away and don't bother them. Victor says, had a whiskey and a Coke, chased myself. First time watching the stream. Victor Mendoza. My man. I have one with you right now. Because after that story, my heart's pumping. I got to say something nice to myself. You're a good person and people like you. Thank you. You know, I knew a guy. I lived in Apple Valley, worked at a Firestone dealership. I can't remember what road it was on right now. And every couple of days I'd run into one of the other mechanics. He'd be on a phone. We didn't have cell phones back then. He was on a phone calling, and he'd say something along that lines. You're a good person and people like you and you do a good job for people. And he would say that. One day after a couple months, I said, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, well, when I'm having a really bad day, I call home to my answering machine and I tell myself really positive messages. So when I get home and I play my messages, whatever messages are on my machine, they're mixed in with these little positive reinforcements from me. I said, that's got to be the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Why would a message from you to you mean anything? Just tell it to yourself in your head and move on with your day. You can say it 100 times in your head. He looked at me in all seriousness. He goes, I don't know. Somehow it just helps hearing it out loud, he said, even if it's coming from me. Man, that was one of the times when I was like, you go ahead and do you, brother. I shut up. That's a true story. I can't remember his name, though. I wish I could remember his name. Leslie Mathis, General, you're a good man and you would never hurt your grandfather intentionally. Just remember the road you have traveled has brought you here, the best bar in America. Leslie, you're right about that. I wouldn't do it on purpose, but I've hurt several people unintentionally because I was dumb, immature, and just talking out my ass. I should have known better. Maybe I did know better sometimes. That one, I just thought I was trying to help, and I love my grandfather. My grandfather was quite simply the greatest man I ever knew. Really was. So we'll talk more about him. William Buchanan, I wish I knew better when my grandmother had 3 types of cancer and was riddled with dementia. I really wish I had been more understanding to her and her condition. It's not an easy line to walk. It is not, William. It is not. That's a tough one. That's tough there. John Page, that's not dumb. That's just an idea. He knew what he was going to, what was going on to a degree, but seeing it just brought to the surface. It's not your fault. John, I disagree with you, man. I should have shut the fuck up. I should have. I felt like, thank you for the kind words, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm ever going to live that one down. When I get to heaven one day, if I get to heaven one day, if God won't let me in, I'm going to say, look, God, we're at the gates. I got it. You're kicking me out. I understand. But I just need to talk to my grandfather for like 10 minutes. That's it. Just 10 minutes. So if you're not going to do it for me, I'm sure he's earned a little credit with you. Why don't you just let me in or bring him out here? We can talk outside. There's some chairs right over there outside the gate, next to where St. Peter's hanging out. Just 10 minutes. That's all I'm asking. I do have some amends I'd like to make. Wise and Oak, sounds like looking in the mirror and talking to yourself to help with speech and public speaking, etc. I've heard that people do that with the mirror. Yeah, but I think we've all done that. Is there anybody here who has not talked to themselves in a mirror? Is there anybody in here who has not try to talk themselves out of something in a mirror, talk themselves into something looking in a mirror? Maybe a couple of you haven't, but I'll bet if I did a show of hands, everybody has to do that. I'm not even sure what the fuck we do that for. We pretty much know. Has anybody, let me ask you this. Here's a better question. You want a nuts and bolts, street level, Gen X thing to ask? Has anybody ever talked to themselves in the mirror one time, said, are you sure you know what you're doing? Should you be going down this path? Are you sure what you're about to do? Has anybody ever actually talked themselves out of something and gone a different direction or gone the right direction? Anybody? I never have. It's almost like I was just talking to myself to convince myself, you sure you want to go through with this? You know you shouldn't be doing this. This is something you shouldn't do. You understand what's going to happen to you now, don't you? And I'm talking like I'm talking to a whole nother person. And when I was done, I went ahead and fucked it up anyway. Has anybody ever been able to talk themselves out of something in a mirror? I haven't. I'm not. There's probably some psychology behind how all that works. I just don't know what it is, and I fuck it up on a regular basis. I don't know. Are you serious? Says, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Yes, that's from a movie too, but that's right. That's exactly what it was like. Two Bear, we are going to have to open up the back room. We are close to 400. The bottom of glass bar and grill. My man, Two Bear, drawing him in. Well, don't close him out, Two Bear. You're the one at the gate. You and Lion are the ones at the red ropes out front, letting him in, man. The infamous brother, Jack the Knife, $2. 1% biker from Louisville, Kentucky, born 1985. Your job? Oh, right now my job is to piss off my kids and irritate my wife. That's my only job right now. So now that you know that, we can move forward. And what's up here? Michael East, $21. Time to clear the glass. And here they go. Oh, my God. Jesus. Well, you know what? Michael lets that Roman orgy get so full with this glass over here. He lets this Roman orgy get so full of Mrs. Four Watton's perfectly ass-shaped peaches. $2 whore. Who's the $2 whore tonight? Anybody know? I think it's Lion. I think Lionhearts are a $2 whore tonight. I think so. I'd have to look and see. I think that's Lionheart, his ugly mug. And he can. And Michael comes around, he says, fuck it, I've had enough, and drops the diamonds, clears it out. That's the way it is. Let's see. Here comes $2 now. Who's this from? No, I think that's Low Torque. I think it's still Low Torque with the glasses. Yeah, it's got to be Low Torque. I think it is. All right. Where are we at? We had more stuff to say. E5, EF5 weather. Guess who's here? Your favorite weatherman. Pat Sajak's here? I didn't know Pat Sajak was here. Well, you said my favorite weatherman was here. Now, do you understand that 99 out of 100 people went, Pat Sajak is the guy on Wheel of Fortune, asshole. Pat Sajak is the host of Wheel of Fortune, you dumbass. Yes, but before that, he was a weatherman. How do I know? I was there. For God's sake, Scott Brawley, $10 turned my whole screen yellow. And I talk to myself all the time. Hell, I even answer myself. I got to talk to somebody with my sense of humor. Scott, you go right ahead. You go right ahead and talk to yourself. You answer yourself, buddy. You answer yourself, and don't let anybody shame you. Oh, Bass God. Hey, bud, I have 3 sons. I dig your parenting style. I'm in SoCal, too. Well, man, we should get a drink sometime. You guys know there's been a few people now lately. I'm just going to put it out there. Southern California area. If you know where the San Fernando Valley is, on the north end of the valley, right around the 118 in Porter Ranch, there is a little bar and grill called the Islands. I'm going to go there. I'm going to pick a day. I'm going to drive down there and have like a lunch. Anybody wants to show up and hang out, I'll take Gen X Mom. We'll go down there like on a Saturday or something. We'll get there right when they open, like 11 or 11:30. We'll just have lunch. Anybody who wants to go and hang out in a little bar area with the high-top tables and shoot the shit, we'll put all the tables together. We'll go to the Islands. And look it up, the Islands in Porter Ranch. We'll go have lunch. There's a bunch of us down there. We got to get somebody to show up. There should be more than a few. Loud one, running late. SEMA is mental. I need more Soko and food, but I'm here and present, General. Loud one, you're reporting in late, sir, but the ranks are filling up behind. You just grab a couch, man, lay down, relax. You've been running it all day. Insurmountable Cali Cat General, by the way, your beard is looking extra fluffy tonight. I love it. You are the second woman to compliment my beard. Gen X Mom all of a sudden stopped me today, and she grabs me. I'm like, what the fuck do you want? And she's looking like this. She's turning my face. She goes, wow. She goes, I'm liking how that's coming in. You know why I'm doing this is because there's two reasons. Well, there's two reasons, but one of them's a lie. That's why I'm growing the beard, okay? We'll get to the lie first. All right, here's the lie. I'm not cutting my hair and I'm not shaving my face until the studio's built. And the studio gets built out back and we're done with it, we're moved in, then I'll shave. Well, I'll trim up a little bit between now and then, but that's the lie. That's what I'm just saying. I'm saying that very defiant. I'm not going to do it. God damn it. I'm keeping this until the studio's built. Once it's in and it's powered up and Lionheart's done all his modifications, then we'll talk about shaving the old whiskers. That's the lie. The truth, the truth is, Mrs. Fort Watton sometime back made a comment that she liked my beard coming in, and that day, that evening, I quit shaving, quit trimming. I did, a little trim up, like that, but I kept letting it grow. Mrs. Fort Watton said that one time. She made one comment, and I'm like, fucking, I'm in. He said, likes that shit. And get Miss Fort Watton a little something, something. I'm going to show her what I can do. I can grow a beard. You want to see something? I'm going to show you what I can do. Oh, I should have never said that where Gen X Mom could hear me. She's going to come around the corner with her hands on her hips. $30 from Clayton Carter. Big numbers there. Lots of blue diamonds. Clayton, I appreciate you, my man. Let's be clear on something here, you guys. We're on the 9th decanter. Sun Valley Fox. No bueno. No bueno. I'm going to have to let you guys write letters to the Sun Valley Fox. Try to convince him that he is not a man worthy of the title. No. I have to talk about him a little bit. Right now the Sun Valley Fox, if he's watching, I don't know if he's watching, but if the Sun Valley Fox is watching right now, how he's totally fucking up our live stream. All the live streams the live streams that we all do here together, it's a symbiotic relationship. I lie and you guys believe it. If you guys don't believe my lies, it ruins my whole night. But it's all based on alcohol, right? Wouldn't you agree? Thank you. Glad you're coming along with that. But if he doesn't do his job, it puts us all at risk. It puts us all at risk. We don't know if we're going to have alcohol. We don't know what's going on. There's all sorts of things that can happen, bad or good, but it's all based on alcohol. And the Sun Valley Fox is putting us all at risk. Well, we may have to excommunicate him from the church, but for right now, we're just going to drink. To you guys, one more, pounding it down. 42 minutes into the program, and we're still drinking. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. The kid redid all our Streamlabs stuff, so I lost pretty much all my pictures. I got a few back, but one of the things I was going to show you. Remember when I told you, I played it back to you and I said, did I finish telling that story? I would talk to Gen X Mom. I said, had a story about Capital One, and I started the story talking about how USA was the first name on the list, and Gen X Mom goes, yeah, but you were drunk and you never finished the story. I'm like, God damn it. Nothing worse than incomplete story time. So, before I get hammered, you guys remember when you used to fill out stuff and you're applying for something, or you're filling out something, and it says, your name and your address, your phone number, and what state do you live in and what country, and you click the country thing, and, all the countries in the whole planet would show up, but United States was first. Even though alphabetically, all the other countries came alphabetically, ours was always first. Well, I dug that because I'm an arrogant fucking American. And I thought that was great. Most of us live here. We're the free leaders of the world. We take care of everything. Yeah, put our fucking name first. And then somebody came, you know what? There's no reason for that. They should be in line just like everybody else. They should be in line. There's United States starts. They should go to the bottom of the line. They should have to scroll through like everybody else. Fuck, I hate that. Every time I go to do that, I get pissed off because I grew up with computers and we were at the top of the fucking list. I still haven't gotten over it, as you might have noticed. So now the thing I'm complaining about is Capital One. Now this is something I'm learning. You guys probably know all about this but I'm learning. I don't know what extensions are on your computer when you're surfing. And Capital One had an extension where if you clicked on it, and this is what the kid tells me, Dad, dude, click on that. And if you go to buy something, if Capital One knows it's cheaper someplace else, get you a discount someplace else, you just go, it'll show you. And I'm like, all right. So I'm surfing around doing some stuff, and I went to buy something off Amazon, and this little drop flag came down. It says Capital One has found this cheaper someplace else. Would you like to go get it? No, I just want to stay where I'm at. It's only like 87 cents cheaper. I'm not leaving where I'm at. I'm on Amazon. No, I'll just stay right where I'm at. So I looked for the little X to close it out. There's no X. There's a big thing that says, would you like to go here? Click here, and we'll take you over there right now. I didn't want that one. You know what it said? And I screenshotted this for you guys. I don't have it right now. At the bottom in gray, to close that out, you know what it says? You get two choices. You don't get a little X. You get two choices. Yes, take me to Capital One Savings. Or in gray it says, no, I don't like savings. You actually have to click a fucking button that says, oh, I don't like saving money. No, I don't like saving money. No, fuck that. It might as well say, no, please charge me more. Click here. I hate that shit. Why does that shit bother me? You know what? And you're going to say, well, you're Generation X and you're old and you're fucked up. Maybe it's because at my age, when someone types something on the computer, when I read something that's dropped down that's meant just for me, I take it personal. I still feel like someone's talking to me. I know no one is. I know it's an algorithm. I know it's a pre-programmed fucking thing. I got it. I understand how computers work. Open the pod doors, Hal. I get it. But I'm just saying that pisses me off. The United States thing fucking makes me livid still. And now to click out of a screen, I have to admit that I'm a dumbass as I leave. I get enough of that being married to Gen X mom. I certainly don't need it from a smart mouth computer program. Loud one, Baz new general. My truck's banned from California as of today. Apparently I failed emissions scanning. I guess I need a new one soonish. Hey, man, with the contract you just signed, Loud One, you get your punk ass out there tomorrow morning. You get down to Chase Bank. I'll call Jamie Dimon for you. I'll give him the heads up. You'll get pushed through. You fucking get a whole bunch of new trucks. And as you drive by, flip Gavin Newsom off. All right? You got to do that, buddy. Just do it. Get back in the state, man. We can't not have you here. I like knowing you're putting around out here. It's good stuff. All right, I'm through bitching about inconsequential stuff like that. Clayton Carter, I was on a very negative path when I was in my teens after a particularly bad night, and I realized I was not good at what I was doing, but merely lucky, and turned my life around. I can't tell you, Clayton, how many times Gen Z kid is fucked up. Like, left car keys in cars all night. And he goes, well, it turned out okay. I said, no, you're just lucky. You're not good. If you were good, you'd have put that shit away. You just fucking...
Dude.
What?
Dude.
I'm in the middle of a story.
No. I'm in the middle of a story.
You just got here. Now, you're beautiful. I mean, you're really sexy
If
tonight.
you don't check the sheets, I am going to scream.
I was talking with my friends. We were just talking.
Check the sheets. Clear them before you move on, or you're in deep trouble. Deep. I'm talking deep.
But I was just talking with my friends.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
Get to it.
I'll check the sheets.
You will lose your decanter.
Whoa.
Check the sheets.
That woman wants to get divorced. That was a true story from something. We had a little counseling session. I don't mind sharing it with you with Lionheart OG and his wife. They've had some counseling sessions going on where his wife said to him, if it's you have to choose between your crown royal and me, your wife. And I said, Lionheart, man, what did you say? He goes, I thought about it for a minute. And this is Lionheart. He says, as I was sitting there thinking about it, she said it again. She said, Lion, sweetheart, I love you, but you got to choose between drinking and your marriage. And I said, what did you say, man? And Lion goes, I thought I didn't want to fuck this up. He goes, so I thought about it for a few minutes, and I looked up at her with the most loving, thoughtful face I could muster, and I said, let me finish my drink, and I'll help you pack. So, Lionheart will be available in single soon because he's a dumb shit. All right, let's race through here. What we got in the sheets? Ron C. Mart. She puts him up here so small I can't fucking see him anyway. Something bon sorelle, General. Cheers. The cheers part and the beers I got. The rest of it, I'm assuming, was a compliment, but I can't fucking read French. Aren't you impressed that I knew it was French? I did. Joe Lucero. This man is awesome. Reminds me of every salty old sailor I served with. Keep it real and to the point. Love the video, sir. Joe, thank you, man. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate the support. Trevor DeVries. That was like an institute when I was growing up. It was like a online, before there was online, it was the DeVry Institute of Technology. Sorry, sidelined, 80s, can't help it. Maybe 70s. Trevor DeVries, first time here during a live stream. Glad I made it. Hey, Trevor, we're glad you made it. We really are. I'm glad you're here. 55, what's the most difficult mechanical problem you've fixed? Okay, Gen X Mom, I tell you what we're going to do. Go like this. And we're going to delete that. We're going to leave this one. I'm going to come back to that. 55 time. Croc, first time viewer also. It's nice to find a like-minded individual for a change on YouTube. Croc, there's tons of us. Look around the room. There's tons of people right here that are like-minded, think like you. It's not just me. We're all a bunch of fuck-ups. We are an island of misfit toys. But we all fit together. You got to hang around. Croc, just hang on for a little bit. You'll be fine. Truth Fox says, thoughts on diesel shortage coming soon? We covered that already. There are things in place that are going to lessen it. And, of course, it's the private industry that's going to fix it. And then, of course, Pennsylvania Avenue is going to take credit for it. Mark my words. Write it down. See it's coming. All right. Old man Jake, me, myself, and I argue way too much. Jamie Sanderson, serious question, for reals. What is the actual point of a decanter? Here in Canada, we just pour the Crown Royal or Canadian Club straight from the bottle. Jamie, it makes you look rich. It makes you look like you're somebody. You actually had enough money at the end of your paycheck to not just buy the Jack Daniels. You actually could afford a decanter. This one is from the early 60s, and it's crystal. And this decanter, it speaks volumes. It pretends that I'm living above my station in life. Doesn't it? Okay. You look around right now, you get a big fat white guy, black shirt, Harley Davidson hat, scruffy beard, American flag, all the shit behind me. But when I show you this, does it not raise my stature with each and every person in the room? I think it does. Jamie, that's what a decanter does. All right? You want to be sitting out on your front porch with your lawn chairs, your refrigerators that don't work from the last 5 years. You got an old sofa sitting out there on the front porch of your double-wide trailer. All right? You getting what I'm telling you here? You got 6 cars up on blocks in the driveway, 4 won't start, 2 never will. You may have everyone around you drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon and, God forbid, White Claws. But you come out with a decanter. It doesn't even matter what's in. You could have apple juice in it. You come out with a decanter. Boy, that moment you're somebody. That moment, you're the cream of the crop, sir. That's why. Jamie Sanderson, I hope you're still around. I hope you got that answer. That's why. I keep it around for stature. I keep it around so I can fit in. If someone invites me to a party where I know the whole ordeal is going to be a pinky out event. You drink, a cold fork, a chilled salad. If I know it's one of those events, I bring my decanter. I bring the decanter so I can fit in. Oh, for God's sakes. What do we got here? Old man Jake, me, myself, and I got that one. Josh Maddox, there's always a big mirror in the green room. Yeah, because you got to do that before you go on stage. I remember back with Johnny Carson. Well, it's a long story. Old man Jake dropped in a $1.01. Iggy Pap Scooty Puff Puff Pass Jr. That dude's name is Iggy Pap Scooty Puff Puff Jr. Iggy Pap Scooty Puff Puff Jr. It's almost like his name is Roy, and he's like, fuck, I can't go in there being Roy. I can't just be Roy. Roy is too ordinary. Well, who can I be? Hey, Iggy Pap Scooty Puff Puff Jr., Puff Puff Pass Jr., I know you don't like your name being Roy, and I know you think you have to invent a cool name to be amongst us. But remember this, John McClane chose the name Roy. That was his first pick. Yeah. You are somebody, Roy. Don't forget that, Iggy Pap. Long-time listener, first-time caller here. Love what you got going on. You remind me of my uncle that passed. Love him and miss him. Hey, if there's anything that you can derive from this program that brings a smile to your face, then we've done our job. We really have. Old man Jake, I bet Gen X mom would like my beard. Yeah, we're not going to do that. She loves beards and tattoos. So everyone in Vegas who shows up with a beard and tattoo, Two Bear has you on a get the fuck out of here list, just so you know. No, I'm not risking you guys getting her drunk and having her wander out. No. I know what's going on around here. I'm a guy. I've been that guy before. All right. AL86, cheers from Norway. You're a good man. All the way from Norway, man. Far out. Appreciate you being here. The longer you can hang out, the better I feel. I hate fucks. Had to delete my PayPal account today. Don't need them taking $5K out of my accounts for no reason. They had that big deal. Then they took it out, and I heard they put it back. The $2,500 deal. They put it back in there for the terms of service. So I have to talk to Gen X mom. Does so much stuff with PayPal. I gotta. If they I was gonna say, just tell her don't keep $2,500 in the account, which believe me won't be hard. That'll be easy. But if you don't keep $2,500, can they overdraft it and then it just keeps taking it till they get paid? And I read the terms on that. It's like, well, if you're involved in a transaction that is misleading, misinformation, we can do this. Okay, what if the transaction was you guys purchased something from Gen X Talks and we hate the establishment? Oh, misleading T-shirts. Yeah, Buford T-shirts. Oh, the fucking goat, man. I agree with you, man. That's a tough one. Uncle Nene, member for 7 months, Legion of X. Site reliability and no headaches is why I pay more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Uncle Nene. Patreon, put up the Patreon link. You get the email for 99 cents. You get the email. You get the behind stuff. We let you guys know we are more reliable than the U.S. mail. That's true. Tons of fun. Welcome using extra. Tons of fun. I'm glad you joined up right now. I'm glad you're sitting down. Pull up a chair, grab a cold drink, and you can't have your money back. If an hour into the program you realize you're regretting joining us, I'm sorry. I'm not giving you your buck back. Fuck off. JT Brown, hey man, great to see you. Love the content. Shout out from Charlestown, South Carolina. We got people from all over, man. It's so fucking cool. JT Brown, thanks for hanging out as long as you can. I know it's late over there. And Jason, boy, these are all so small. Why did she make them so small? Jason Verhoryek. Jason, $5. The killer whale is a natural predator to the moose. What? The killer whale is a natural predator to the moose. Jason, what the fuck are you smoking, man? Jason, I love you, but you're going to have to adjust your medication. You're either taking too much or not enough. But to keep up with you, I'm going to drink. because the truth to your statement, killer whales and moose or meese, there's more than one. Is it mooses or meese? Mooses? Or is it just moose? You know what? You know who's going to know? A bunch of fucking Canadians. Those fuckers are going to be on it right now. Oh, hey, we know the answer to that. So, like, you can say moose or you can say mooses, but never say meese, eh? In fact, Low Torque, our token Canadian, our honorary, he's really an honorary Canadian. He sounds like Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters. Low Torque's probably in here going, you know, guys, right now I looked it up. I knew the answer to that one ahead of time, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer. If you got more than one moose, you still got a moose. You don't got like a gaggle of them. The gaggle's something different. It's not a school. Those are for fish. But you got more than one moose. You got meeses, but they don't travel in pairs or nothing like that, so you probably just got one moose anyway. In fact, if you run into more than one moose, you got a problem. Don't even worry about what you call them. Just get the fuck out of there, okay? That's Low Torque. Drink to Low Torque, everybody. Drink to our honorary Canadian Low Torque. But is it moose or meeses or just moose? Moosies? Moose? The fuck do I know? I'm from L.A. Look, I'm from L.A. Moose is something you put in your hair in the 80s. All right. No, Jason, now you got me all fucked up. What is it? Okay, so is a moose swimming in the ocean? How's that even a thing? Or, you know, because we obviously know the killer whale doesn't come up on land. There's no such thing as a land shark. We got that. Not in the context we're all saying. Booga booga, land shark. That's a Generation X reference. Don't worry about it. Anyway, the killer, so the moose would have to be swimming in the ocean. What the fuck for? Have you ever looked at a moose and tried to because we all do this. We look at an animal and we try to figure out by the expression on their face what they're thinking. We do that all the time. We do it with dogs and cats and lizards and snakes and alligators lately. But there's no fucking way anyone ever looked at a moose and thought, that dude's about to fucking take a swim in the harbor. Any second, that motherfucker's joining in. Hold on, I got a message from Two Bear. I don't normally answer to anybody's stuff, but okay, Two Bear interrupting the program. U.S. Capitol police officers weren't watching the live home security cameras when Paul Pelosi was attacked. So they're fucking lazy. Or they're in on it. It could be true. I don't know. Two Bear, thanks for the update, my man. One of the only people I would ever take a message from during a live stream. Do you realize that? It was my son, my wife, and Two Bear. Yeah, we're that close. No, Two Bear and I grew up together, went to different high schools together. Go look us up, different yearbooks. We're on the same page. God dogs, what advice can you give? Now, just for those of you who don't know, I'm looking at a separate screen. I'm looking at a monitor. It's Google Docs or Google Sheets. Gen X Moms Between the Sheets. I'm trying to read stuff here. Just relax. I'm doing my job. God Dog Sack, what advice can you give for someone that wants to start a podcast? I don't know. We can't fucking, I don't know. I could barely tell you. I do all the analytics and research for Gen X Talks because the kid doesn't give a shit. The kid just he does all the technical stuff. But I actually go look at well, what are we doing? Who are we reaching? What audience? I'm interested in that stuff. I'd be interested in that stuff if you told me, how many propellers blades were on a submarine. I'd want to know each country's propeller blade count. I'm just weird like that. Rain Man, but with a beard. Yeah. Glad you're coming along. Good. But at starting a podcast, you just have to, I'll tell you what you don't do. I looked up Gen X Talks podcast, Generation X podcast, because when the kid started doing a podcast, he wanted to do a podcast. He was going on the podcast. He wanted to know how many people we were up against. Not as many as you'd think. There's probably 500 Generation X style podcasts. Do you know how many are still going? 30. They all gave up. They all did 10 episodes, 3 episodes, and they quit. So whatever you're doing, I will tell you, Go Dogs. Oh, maybe it's Go Dogs. You should hyphenate that because now it's Go Dogs. I think you're a Browns fan. That's what I'm putting stuff in my head. You got to realize whatever I'm reading goes through a Generation X filter, then comes out to the rest of you, not like you'd want. So you do a podcast. I would say you have to find a niche, but that's really not the podcast. That's more of video stuff, TikTok stuff, 1-minute videos. You got to find a niche, a groove that only you do. And the kid found one and he's doing well with it. Okay. But the podcast, you have to find something that people find interesting, because the podcast is way more of a commitment than a 60-second video. You can get a lot of people interested in a 60-second video. Try to get them to watch a 3-minute video. They fucking won't do it. They don't give a shit. A podcast is even worse, because the short podcasts are 20 to 30 minutes. The long ones are over an hour. So in one of the things in building the Gen X Talks brand, the kid was missing out on some podcasts. Anyway, you guys know how busy he's been. Buford, The Fair, FFA. So Gen X Mom and I have been filling in. And now Gen X Mom and I have a rhythm of just our life, what's going on in our life right now, the arguing, the hand-holding, all the good stuff. And for some reason, it's building. So we found a base of people that we can become interesting. It's not just a niche, because a lot of people do this. Everybody says, all right, let's just say reality TV. I hate reality TV. I do. I don't like it. There's like literally nothing I like about it. But reality TV sells, and a lot of people do it. So now translate that to a podcast: reality, marriage, work, life, friends, struggle, podcast. Like back in the day when people used to blog and everybody used to go wait for the next blog, see the next blog, read the next blog. What happened in your life? What happened on your date? What happened? That's great. But you have to find a way to make it interesting. So if you're going to do a podcast, you're not going to find a niche that someone's already not doing. That's very rare, very hard to do. This whole thing with his ambush videos is very rare. He got lucky. On a podcast, you have to actually everybody does the news, everybody does sports, everybody does social, they do their lives, their dating, their stuff. Fine. Just do it better than them. Which reminds me, let me whore myself out for a minute since you brought that up. Bum, bum, bum. The latest podcast is out. Now, for those of you who endured the latest podcast, that was Gen X Mom. Ambushing me, which is why I sound like a fucking idiot. She ambushed me with questions like, well, here's what the listeners are thinking of you and questioning you. And so I answered it like 5, 6, 8 questions about me personally. But then I turned the tables on her, and you guys have been submitting questions about Gen X Mom. And you guys have been, I will give you the range and the scope right now. Somebody put up the link to the podcast. Do moderators here doing the right thing. Trippy will do it. Lion will do it. Gen X Mom will do it. Come on now. You guys have asked, I can't get them all in, but you guys have asked questions all the way from, where did you lose your virginity? Was it in the back of a Volkswagen under a bridge? To, did you graduate college and why are you married to the general? I mean, you guys have submitted questions beyond belief. You really have. I've written them all down. I'll pick as many as I can. We'll make her talk as long as we can. She has to answer. And the podcast drops Thursday at midnight. Wednesday at midnight. 12:01 a.m. Los Angeles time is when you guys get to pick up the podcast. But she already did it to me. She got to answer. She can't not answer now. No. Turnabout's fair play. All right, letting you know, yes, there is a podcast. See, that was a nice segue. That was clean because he asked about it. I didn't bring that up. You guys brought that up. But unfortunately, it's just after 7 and it's time to drink. Don't make me drink alone. I want to drink with my friends in here. James Butler, not the plumber. James Butler, not the plumber. Ah, I think that was something I saw on Pornhub one time. This is James Butler. He's not the plumber. The plumber was before. He's James Butler. Welcome. He's an extra. Thank you for joining up. Appreciate you. I'm drinking right now. Oh, D.E. Bowen. D.E. Bowen dropped in $10. That'd be nice if he was from Bowen's Whiskey, wouldn't it? I know Bowen's Whiskey, guys. Bill Robinson, hi from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. We got a lot of friends up there in Canada. We really do. Doug Vanderhoop, $2 Whiskey Fund. Thank you very much. Vado Loco, $2 for the Whiskey Fund. Thank you very much. Victor says $2. He dropped in for the Whiskey Fund. Put some glasses up there. Travis Myers, $5. I just joined as a member. I am hooked on being here. I love spending time and talking with you and old farts, lots of knowledge, and just stupid fun stories. Yeah, we're full of useless information. Just ask us. We'll tell you. I got to pull my mic in because I'm relaxing a little bit. Hey, Gen X Mom, can I borrow you for a minute? Get your narrow ass in here. I don't like the way I'm looking on camera right now. I'm not quite as handsome. Can you turn off those lights?
Sure can.
Thank you, sweetheart. I don't know if that made it better or worse. I can't tell. Fuck it. We're not in the new studio yet.
Hi, honey.
Hey,
Thank you for
sweetheart.
clearing the sheets.
I did what you asked.
I appreciate that.
You know, that was a lot of work for me. It was really hard for me to break away from my friends and do that for you. So, if you could show me your boobs right now, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. The simple pleasures of life. All right, so 55. What's the most difficult mechanical problem you fixed? I'm still getting back to you. I didn't forget. Scrolling. Keep them comments scrolling. Rawhide. That's another Gen X thing. You're not going to get it, but I get it. Billy Crystal. Tori Randolph is talking to Scott Bartosh. Did you see what I posted in the Gen X Talks Discord? Food porn. It was top notch on the brie cheese. Scott Bartosh, big supporter of the program, owns a company that makes sauces. He doesn't package them. He makes them himself. And he got with Tori, who is pretty much the queen of our Discord server food thread. She is absolutely wonderful. I've known her since we were kids. And her and Scott have gotten together and collaborated on sauces. I'm telling you, Scott, you connected with the right person. If she tells you your shit sucks, pull it. If she tells you it's brilliant, market the shit out of it. Tori's honest, and she's lovely, and she's kind. Scott and Tori, two better people I could not have put together, invented a way to put them together better for business. That was great. Love both of you guys. Yes, Gen X Mom is back.
Yes, Mrs. Forwatton, thank you for reminding me about PayPal. For some reason, I'm not getting my notifications for PayPal, so I have quite a few, if you don't mind.
Do you think that's because you're on your fifth glass of wine and perhaps it's all not coming through?
Thatcher's Handyman Services gave $20, just showing support from Clovis, California.
He's close.
Yes. Chris gave $5 saying, hey, y'all.
Well, that's my man, Chris. That's all we got to say.
Mark Weedow, $35, Old Number 7 Fun.
My man.
Mrs. Four, $20 for the Sharp Bearded General's new studio.
See, wait. Did you hear what I said about Mrs. Four and the beard?
Yes.
Wait. Are you upset by that I'm growing my beard for Mrs. Four Wanton?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Mrs. Four gave another $20, wanted to hear Mom when she wasn't yelling at the general dining room table fund.
Wow, we actually can get some times when she doesn't yell at me, ladies and gentlemen. It's true.
He gets going on a story and then he forgets and the sheets get piled up and then he's all complaining about it. So, yeah, whatever.
Sometimes you it's like you just copy. There's
Did
so
I
much
do that tonight?
I don't know.
No, you missed a lot of people that were giving you some money.
Well, I know, but there was a ton in there that didn't give any money that were just conversational, and you did.
And you needed to know that somebody from Nova Scotia was watching you.
Well, yeah, I did want to know that, but what I'm saying is that sometimes it looks like you just copy a section out of the comment section and just throw it over there like, hey, go read all this
Well,
shit.
I think it's important.
Well, obviously, if it's important to you, it's important to me. Good Lord. Yes, she really did show me her boobs in real life, I promise. I very, very promise. All right. So, hey, Gen X mom, my dog needs out. Riley, you okay, girl? Riley. She can't even hear me right now. She's so deaf. Poor girl. I know. All right. What did William say there? William Buchanan, if I had any money to give, I would give all I could. It would do me honor to support this dysfunctional crew with all I could. William, listen. When you have money, you give money. You guys would see it with me too. The stuff that I give to people, I promise you, I give away tons of stuff in areas that I think is needed. Personally, in physical, real life, and online, I just do. And you guys do it to me. The money moves around. You want to know who the assholes are? It's the ones who hoard it. You get a circle of 25 or 30 or 100 people or 1,000 people, and the money moves around. I donate to you because you donate to them. I give money to you because you give money to me, and I give to them. And then there's always one fucker who just keeps it. There was one asshole that just like, oh, I donate too. No, you don't. You're fucking driving around in a brand new fucking truck, you piece of shit. Not because you got good credit, because you fucking took advantage of people. That's the difference, just so you guys know. Sorry, getting off my horse, but I haven't had anything to eat since like 10 o'clock today. So I've been drinking, and you know what that does. Yeah. So where are we at? I had more stuff. I had more stuff in the sheets. Hold on. Let me go back to my book of lies. Calm down. Oh, all right. Something embarrassing happened. I wasn't going to tell you guys. Jay says, show us your boobs, Gen X Dad. Do you guys know that if we started a fund right now that said, pay me to not show your boobs, I'd be a millionaire tonight. Yeah, I'd be a millionaire with people going, just general, keep that shit on. Keep that shirt on, buddy. All right. I had an embarrassing moment. Now, I don't have the picture because the kid fucked up. Remember, he redid everything. Hold on. I don't think all of you can hear me. I think we need a mic check. Does anybody else think we need a mic check? Cali Cat says that. Old Man Jake. What Old Man Jake do you? Hold on. Old Man Jake, $20 trim a whole screen orange. Hey, old man, money for the studio. Just put a tabletop that has a pole running through it for fun times. Yeah, you know what? Wait, Gen X Mom, come around here. Old Man Jake, you reminded me of something. Hold on. I'm backing up now. Gen X Mom, need to borrow you. Bring your fine, sexy ass around the corner. You know what she just told me? She knows I'm in the middle of a live stream. Just a second. Just a minute. She knows that I'm in the middle of a live stream. Can I ask you? I need to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
There was an extra. There was a guy, and you kept it from me, kind of. Who was able to make these wicked cool wooden, oak, lacquered or resined something tabletops, or did something, signs or something. I can't remember who it was. You told me, so I can't tell you who it is, but he's making you something, and I don't want to tell you.
I don't know.
But it was an oak thing with lacquer and something. And anyway, whoever that guy was, I wish you could tell me, because I don't know what he was making. I don't know if he sent it or if he's still working on it. But in the new studio, if someone was able to make like a 6-foot countertop, tabletop out of wood or lacquer or something, Lionheart can use it.
Yes.
It would be in the video, every live stream, every time.
Yeah, but yeah.
But I don't know who that guy was. He was sending you emails with pictures because you told me about it, but you wouldn't tell me who it was. He's like, I'm making this something for...
I'd have to go back in my emails and look.
All right. Well, I'm just saying that when the studio gets here, the studio doesn't get here till February. If there's something you guys wanted to make to put out there, I don't mind just buying a generic kitchen countertop, fine. But if the studio has stuff from you guys, I would be honored to put that in frame and show it at every chance I got. RJG has given us so many prints that we are going to print out and put in frames in the studio. His work is divine. Anything you guys do, stuff you've given us in the past, this is all going up there. It's gonna. You guys ever seen Dan Patrick? He's got 300 items in front of his screen. That's what I want to do. That type of thing right there. Old man Jake, thanks for tipping my memory and making me remember. Dr. Agon, shout out from South Dakota. We get our fair share of snowflakes, but the bad ones don't stick around. You guys rock. You guys are solid up there in South Dakota. It's almost like you guys don't fuck around. It's like you guys, when people show up and they're like, here's the test. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. True story. That's the way I feel about it. And yes, I've been to Wall Drug. Surprised? Yeah. Been to Wall Drug. And Dr. Agon is going, fuck Wall Drug. He knows. He knows. Nobody else knows, but he knows. Old man Jake, $10, turn my whole screen yellow. I'm working on it. They'll be... Wait. It's him? The guy that I was talking about is him? No fucking way is that possible. You never told me who it was. Old man Jake sparks a memory for me. I dragged Gen X Mom in here. She's now I get it. You were playing stupid. She was playing dumb. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. And I was like, no, the guy. You wouldn't tell me. You wouldn't show me. Old man Jake, I didn't fucking know it was you. My man. What a coinky dink, man. What a fucking Gen X coinky dink. That's fucking badass. Old man Jake says, I'm working on it, and they will be shipped hopefully this week. But if you want a custom piece, send me the details, and I can make them for you. Anything from a Gen X Army. I gotta talk to Lionheart. But I know we kind of decided on how big of a main countertop for the main desk for the cameras, the view, the thing, the stuff. Lionheart's got the pencil over the ear and the tape. You know when Lionheart and I have conversations online, when we're on Zoom calls, he's got that look with his tongue and his eye. You know, like a person does when they're trying to figure something out, when they're trying to write something down, that they got their tongue in their eye. That's what he does when I'm talking. I'm just staring at him, and he's got that tongue-eye thing going on. That's a real construction guy. Oh, yeah. That's a real construction guy. Now, I wasn't sure if Lionheart OJ was serious construction until he was doing that. And then in the middle of a live stream, he walked away for a minute to talk to his wife. And as he walked away on camera, his butt crack was showing. Now, he didn't have as much as a plumber, but definitely construction. Definitely construction. You guys know what I mean. You know where I'm at with that. Old man Jake Kent, that is the funniest shit ever. Thanks, my man. I had no idea. I didn't know I was poking the bear. I had no idea. What's the matter? 8 months membership. Bottom of the Glass Nation. Good evening, General. What's up, my Bottom of the Glass Nation? Everybody, what's the matter? 8 months. That's up there. That's at the top. Michael East, let me screw this glass up. I didn't see it that time. It must have already come through. But the glass is fucking empty. And Michael, the only thing in there is your blue diamonds. Michael comes through and fucking blows up the Roman orgy every goddamn time. 55 times $10 from a mass hole. Well, not an asshole. From Massachusetts. Mass hole. I get it. All right. Miranda Panda. Do you bother with Twitter? I hadn't forever, but the salty tears are too delicious. Yeah, we're on Twitter, but nobody acknowledges us on Twitter. The kid's been on Twitter. I've posted. He's posted. Gen X Mom's posted. And I think we're like at 600 followers. There's just no... We can't get anybody... We can't buy a vowel on Twitter at all. If anybody wanted to go join Twitter just to say hey and see some cool stuff that you don't see on the... Twitter's a little more racy. There's a little more, I want to say, oriented content there. But it's still Gen X stuff. But if you guys wanted to join Twitter and do that... Elon Musk called me and said, dude, you're still on Twitter. And I said, yeah, we're still here. He goes, all right, thanks for hanging out. I know you guys suck. I know you guys only have 600 followers, but thanks for hanging out. I said, Elon, you got a lot to do, man. Get off the phone. Go take care of your shit, which he did. But it was nice of him to call, was it not? Yeah, I thank him for that. Got to appreciate the guy. Old man Jake, I just got one surgery to get through so I can have it shipped. Old man Jake, I had no fucking clue, man. Hardcore badass. Josh Maddox, $4.99. I was staring at him, and he was doing that tongue and eye thing, and that's a construction worker. That's what I'm telling you. There was Josh. Josh, I can't tell whether you're laughing at me or laughing with me, but that's what he was doing. It was funny. Sergeant Solo Dolo, $5. Been a while since I've been around. Have you been? And what have you been up to these days? Hey, Sergeant Solo, I've just been being me. That's the only thing I'm good at anymore. I don't know how to do anything else. That's all I got, which isn't much. All right, Dustin Sutton, how about Gen X Talks Guitar? I could do that. Whoa. Dustin Sutton, how about a Gen X Talks Guitar? Man, you want to talk about a centerpiece hanging over my head? Dustin, you really make guitars? That would be wicked fucking cool beyond words. But you'd have to promise me that you'd sign it, either on the inside or the outside. You'd have to do that. Connor Hendricks, new member, General. Several months back, there was talk about Gen X Talks, a Gen X kid dabbling in a two-way radio. Whatever happened with that? We got a scanner from one of you guys, the extras, which is cool. But the CB radio he never got, and he never got. If he were to get a CB radio, I'd show him how to use it. Citizens Band, we talk about that. That'd be okay. But the one that was discussed that never came to fruition was a ham radio, where you apply for the license and you get the number, and then I would have to pay for the permit and the antenna, which I wouldn't mind going down that road, but we never got there. John Page, General, have you ever faced homelessness? After losing my wife of 11 years with no family, literally living out of my truck in Texas, I'm watching this from public Wi-Fi from a grocery store. John Page, I would tell you, one part of me would tell you, yes, I've been homeless and lived in my car, which is not really accurate. John, I would tell you that I was defiant and angry and not taking advantage of opportunities and lived in my car or slept in my car. I don't think I'm ever comfortable pretending that I was ever homeless or that close to being homeless. But I can tell you that if my wife died tomorrow, if Gen X Mom died tomorrow, heart attack, car accident, my life would be a steady downhill slide until there was nothing left. I know you have to live for your children and live for your grandchildren. So many people rely. I don't know. I've had those delusions before, and I don't know that I'm built to be alone, and I don't know that I'm built to be without her. It's just there's too much of that relationship. There's too much. I don't know. John, I feel for you, and my heart aches, in my direction thinking about me. That's a tough one, man. And I know people that have pulled themselves out of it. I know people that have been stronger than me, better than me, done more than me, risen to the occasion. I don't know if I could, man. John Page, I don't know if I could get there. But your statement is killing my soul because you're making me you're making me point the laser at me, man. Let's not do that. Only the good stuff, man, about me, because the bad stuff isn't worth talking about. Dustin Sutton, I do make electric guitars, and you are more of a Fender or a Gibson guy. Gibson. It will be completely playable and fully functional. Holy Santa Claus shit. That would be 2 guitars that I would have hanging. I'm not telling you what the other one is. Perfect date night for those of you who remember. Dustin, yours would go right next to that one. That is an autographed perfect date night guitar. Not that anybody remembers that story. No one does. Scott Royston, that is the best thing I ever heard you say. Just continue to be you. If anyone has a problem with that, you know where to send them. Love you for just being you, bro. Gen X Dad. Scott, thank you for replying to my email. I almost hate outing someone. But Scott, it's a weird gig for me. When you want to out someone, like, did you know that one of our fans, our followers, is a gazillionaire? You've outed them. Now everybody knows. If you want to out them as a transgender, they're out there. Whatever they're into in life, with money or the sexuality or the organizations they join, you're outing them. You're letting everybody know. You're putting it out there in a way that they normally wouldn't. Well, I stumbled across Scott Royston's deal, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago maybe. And he, in my opinion, my humble Generation X opinion, maybe some of you already knew this. Maybe I'm late to the game. Scott has got to be one of the world's greatest oil painters that I have ever seen. And I have seen some exhibits in my day. Believe me, growing up in L.A., I'm a cultured man, believe it or not, semi-cultured. And there are none of his paintings are where the public would walk by and go, "Oh my God, it's so captivating, and let's discuss all the nuances and everything." But there's a couple in there that I saw of his for no reason at all that captivated me, and I kept looking at the levels that he painted on. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not an art guy. I'll fuck up the description. It was papers on a table and a ball and a shadow and a number and ink, and it was these levels that just stuck with me. I don't know how many of you guys know this. You guys may pull up Scott's page and go, "Well, that's average and nobody gives a shit." Fine, feel that way. Some of you may pull it up and go, "Holy shit, this motherfucker." Read his bio. Read his motherfucking bio, then go look at what he painted. I looked at what he painted first, and I was captivated by 2 paintings. Then I took time to read his shit. I'm like, holy shit, this fucker's he's top drawer. He's top shelf. Everybody on the fucking planet who's in this field knows who this cat is. Scott, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have brought that up. You just chimed in. You were on my mind. We've emailed a few things. I'm just telling you. This cat is fucking cool. I'm just not saying he does request. Don't ask him to paint you a reproduction of the Mona Lisa. Don't ask him to paint your 400 ugly biker husband nude on his Harley. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the guy has fucking talent beyond his years. And when you see how young he is, it'll just piss you the fuck off. Nobody that young should be that talented. Scott's the man. He's a fucking cool cat, I'm telling you. We got all these guys in here who make shit, and I can't even fucking boil water. Do once or twice. What's your favorite Ryer arm. Well, I meant you probably meant firearm. There's a lot on there. I got an old Savage rifle that I like a bunch. Benelli makes a good shotgun, and MP40 is my favorite pistol. There you go. Now you know. All right. Moving on. William Buchanan, new member. General, they say you don't know what you got till it's gone. You, sir, obviously know damn well what you have and know you will lose it if it goes. This is a wealth of knowledge most don't have. Yeah. I do realize that, and maybe I didn't younger, maybe none of us did. Maybe at some degree we were all a bunch of fuck-ups, and we all get on the train at different stops, don't we? We all get on the train at different stations. But I think all of us at some point look around and go, I don't want to lose what I've got, because all of a sudden it's important. I used to live out of the trunk of my car. I had a rule in my life. Don't get attached to anything you can't walk away from in 30 seconds. Not like that anymore. No, not like that anymore. And there is, look at Amanda. Hit the like and subscribe. I'm sorry, I should have been there saying that. Sorry, I'm late. If there's a late payment, good evening, General. Yeah, you know what, Swafford? There is. Dave Swafford, sorry I'm late. There's my late payment. Laugh my ass off. You know what? You're so late, it's not $5, it's $10. That's how late you were, Dave. Fuck off, man. You ain't getting away for $5. You don't walk. It's inflation. It's Biden's inflation. It's 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue's inflation. It's $10 to be late. Chris, what'd you take on having to live through 2 Cold Wars? Now, looking back, it wasn't that tough. And then you find out we almost died a few times. Yeah, fuck it. I was more worried about acid rain, and that was a real thing when I was a kid. JJ Gosnell, do you collect coins, etc., old currency? You know, that's funny you should ask. I don't collect it. I run into it from time to time. What JJ Gosnell, do you collect old coins? I got a few weird ones in here that we posted on some of the pay sites. Some of the red printed, you know, money with the red print on it. And there's some money in here. I looked up one of these is worth $100. And then there's some foreign money in here too. There's some weird shit in here, man. It was in a book. My grandmother, when she died years and years ago, we took all of her books. We didn't open up every page of every book. Found out old people put money in books. I didn't know that. Got to start doing that because I'm an old guy now. And then just a month or so ago, when Gen X Mom was cleaning out the study to make it her office, one of the books she moved and envelope of stuff fell out. There was all this weird money in there and really old, back when they called it silver certificates and stuff. Where's one of those? They got a couple of those. I mean, there's some old shit in here. There's a bunch of $2 bills. Where's a really old one? There was something in here. A lot of them from the 60s and before. Most of the bills are from the 60s and before. Some of them in mint condition. There's a ton of stuff. It's not worth a bunch at face value. There's probably $30 at face value. But this envelope fell out with all this money in it. Funny you should ask that question, JJ. I don't collect it, but I have pretty much a complete set of Morgan dollars, even some of the really rare ones. I got some of those. Dave Swafford, the only thing that makes $5 more, Dave Swafford, the only thing that's important to me and makes me feel like I have everything on my kids and grandkids, everything else doesn't matter. That's right. I'm getting that way. Did you guys ever see The Godfather? Maybe it was The Godfather 2, where Marlon Brando's character is playing with his son in the garden, and that's where he dies. Well, forget the dying part. But that's how I feel when I'm around my granddaughter. Like, if she wants to lead me out by the finger out to the yard and play in the grass, I'm going to fucking go. I don't care about anything else. I want her to have that memory and have that memory of me. I'm with you. My man, I'm with you. 420 approved, $20. The life you have made have been prepared for your future. I hope so. I hope that's true. I don't know if that's true. I hope it's true. Dave Swafford, rest of the late fee My wife collects $2 bills and I don't know why. Because she has to have something to distract herself from the fact that she married you. Yeah, my wife does the same thing, I promise. Scott Royston, I am truly humble Gen X dad. Believe me when I say all the glory from my gifting comes from and only from the Lord. I am grateful for this season. I have to borrow it. Best thing is, it gives God glory. Scott, that is so typical of a guy like you, to give all the glory for your talent, your being, your reason to God. I don't belittle you for it. I support you with it. But you really have a hand. I've seen the work you do. It's really, really something. All right, where else are we at here? Scott, I'm telling you guys, he's got a website. Go check his stuff out. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but he chimed in. Chris, $5 for Dave. Chris paid Dave's other $5 for being late. Dave has a friend, man. Dave has a friend. Oh, my gosh. You guys, there's so much more to talk about. There was so much more to do. We're trying to figure out so much stuff in here. I got so much more on my book. Eliza never got to my stories. We told one thing about my grandfather, and that was it. God, I had new stuff on Elon Musk, on the camera, on the Social Security increase. You know, I didn't even get to my story about Ewan McGregor and myself and how I resided myself to not be a millennial about Ewan McGregor. And I fucking sat in my chair, tormented myself until it came to light. I know, I didn't even get to that story. There was so much more, you guys. Listen. Oh, my God, she's screaming. Look at the sheets. All right. White man, I have to get in on one of these live sessions. You're a different man from the shorts. Subscribe. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. The shorts suck. The fucking ambush videos are bullshit. He expects me to be witty and on point and clever right there. Fuck that. I can't do that. You know, he gets like 1 out of 9 videos even fucking works. The rest of them, I'm fumbling around like a monkey fucking a football. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. He narrows it down to 1 out of 9 that he can actually use, and you guys think it's brilliant. And I'm like, what the fuck was I saying? I got lucky. This stuff I like. This is like sitting around a campfire. This is like sitting around a bar. This part I fucking like. All right. I promised I'd get back to 55 time. What's the most difficult problem you've ever fixed? And I want to tell you, I got a good story, but I don't think you folks can hear me correctly at home. And we have, as a gifted, talented broadcast professional, we have to perform a microphone check. Now, a microphone check around here, we don't have Geiger counters. No. We don't have all the fancy equipment that all the big radio stations use. We have to do it the old Irish way. The way they checked microphone functions back in the 1600s when microphones were invented by Marconi. So, tell me if you can hear me. Tell me if this microphone works. We'll get to our last story of the night, then we'll carry on. Microphone check works when you pour whiskey into the glass. Everybody good? You guys over there? You hear it? Yes? No? Yeah, you did? On that side? You heard it? All right, we're good. All right, as long as you guys heard it, we're good. I'm going to take a drink, tell a story, take a drink, and sign out. This is it. This is what you've been waiting for, the closeout of the evening, where I'm so fucked up, will I get the story out, or will I slur my words so bad I pass out in my chair right here? Dum, dum, dum. My screen stopped on Chush, Kevin Grimes, and Mrs. Fort Watton giving me some whiskey and thumbs up. All right. So here we go. Dice is in. Cheers, General. Thanks, my man, Dice. All right. Wisen Oak, you fuck. 55 time asked, what's the most difficult mechanical problem you fixed? Now, there's quite a few. But I'm going to twine this into a story on something that I always, whenever I went to a new town and I wanted to get side work, or if I went to a new town and I want to start a business, something like that. Do One says, what's your favorite gun? We talked about that already. Different ones. M&P 40 is my current one. When we moved to Bakersfield, which is not a big secret, it's on our website. That's where our P.O. box is. I didn't want to have another business. I owned a business and in Oregon for 9 years, and I was like, nope, done. Just going to go work for somebody, put in my time, make a good paycheck, and go home. And Gen X mom said, no, I really want you to start another business. She wanted me desperately to have another business. I desperately didn't want another business. So like in all good marriages, we compromised. And I started a business. So that was the path I was on. Now, when you start a business, I was working for a guy, and after hours, I said, look, after the shop closes, and I had a key, I said, I want to start working on some fleet accounts, some stuff you don't work on. I'm not taking any business away from you. You don't work on these things. And he worked on strictly European cars. Dustin Sutton, if you can, send me the Gen X Talks logo and a general logo. 6 to 8 months, you'll have a guitar. Dustin Sutton, email genxmom@genxtalks.com. All right, I'm not going to read the comments anymore. I'll let Gen X Mom put them in the sheets, but I want to tell my story, please. All right. So I was working on European cars for this guy, and after hours, I wanted to start building up some accounts, and usually fleet accounts are the best way to do it. One of the accounts I got, I went to a linen company, and they had big trucks, and they delivered sheets and towels and uniforms and shop rags all over town. Big outfit, a lot of trucks. And I walk in and I sit down and I just ask, I said, who's in charge of the vehicle maintenance? And they always, oh, that's Roger or Bob back there. So I get an appointment, I sit down and I say, listen, I could tell you all this really cool stuff on how I'm going to be cheaper and I'm going to be better and blah, blah, blah. I said, listen to me. I said two things. I said, I am going to work after hours and on weekends when you need me. He says, what's that? I said, you have a best truck, right? A best driver, a route you can't afford to have down. And when that thing breaks down and you call me and it's Friday night at 6 o'clock at night and say, this thing has to be running Monday morning, this is our best truck. Plumbing, electrical, trucks, you got it? I said, I'll be the guy who comes in and fixes that and gets it ready for you. Now, right away, they're like, well, you will? You'll do that? Yes. But here was the clincher. I said, every fleet I've ever worked on always has one piece of shit fucking truck that nobody can fix. And the fleet manager always shakes his head. Oh, yeah, we got that fucking truck. 5613, that fucking truck out there never does shit. I said, it's always been in this shop and this shop and this shop, and no one can ever quite figure it out. It always fucks up on you. He goes, oh, we got one out there right now. It's our spare truck. We need it. We need a spare truck for the holidays. I said, all right, what's it doing? He says, it can run fine for 3 or 4 weeks. Then all of a sudden it shuts off and it won't restart. We tow it into the yard. We tow it to a shop and it starts up again, runs for another couple months. Then it just shuts off. I said, okay. If I can't fix it, I won't charge you. But if I can fix it, you got to give me your fleet. And the guy was reluctant. He said, okay, you fix it permanent, I'll let you work on the fleet. I said, okay. So I took this thing back to the shop and I got done with my day's work and I started working on this thing. And sure enough, it quit running and it would crank and crank and crank, cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and but it wouldn't start. And so I was poking around, and it was losing electricity, losing voltage to a few components. And I thought, wow, it's just one fuse feeds all those things, and it's weird. But the fuse is good. The circuit's good because all of a sudden it would start again, and everything would be good. And so it was running. This big truck, it looks kind of like a UPS truck. Okay, you know those delivery vans, a big delivery van like Amazon or UPS, a big van. They're called P vans, P series vans is what they are on the GM Chevrolet side. Anyway, so this thing's a little bit older, and it's running, and the fuse block is on the inside under by the brake pedal, and I checked all the fuses, checked all the wiring, but on the outside of that is 60 wires just going into the firewall, into the body, and they come out inside where the fuses are, but they all come in this way. So I'm looking at them like this, and I'm wiggling them around. All of a sudden, I wiggle the wire, and it quit. I went in, tried to start it, wouldn't start. Went back out, wiggled the wire around a little more, went inside, and it started. As it's running, I went back out there, and I put my hand, and I pushed on all the wires going into the firewall, going into the metal. I just pushed on all 60 of them, and the engine quit. So the next day, I came in the morning early, like on a Sunday, and I took every single wire out, and I rewired it to all 60. One at a time, bump, 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 bump. Took a little bit, but I got it done. And I told that guy, brought it back to his shop. I said, not telling you what I did, but if it never breaks down, he goes, it's going to break down. It breaks down every couple weeks for sure. At this point, it was breaking down all the time. They couldn't even use it for 2 or 3 days. After 3 weeks went by, I came in there and told the guy, I said, I fixed it. It's done. Another 2 weeks went by. He called me. He goes, when do you want to start working on the fleet? I got the entire account by working on one truck that no other shop could fix. And at the time, remember, did you guys ever see the movie The Horse Whisperer? I'm telling you, cars, when you drive them, they will tell you what they need. They will tell you what they're missing. You can drive a car and you floor it and it kind of noses over. You know it's running out of fuel. It's running out of exhaust. Yes, a car can run out of exhaust. Don't make me explain it. A car will kind of tell you, what the problem is. Now, there's codes that give you clues to what area now, but back then there wasn't. But you drive a car that has a drivability problem and you pull up a couple codes to see what's going on and you drive it, the car will tell you what's going on. You can feel it. You can feel what's going on with brakes or with the transmission shifting or with an engine trying to do something. It's just a feeling. I don't know. I'm only good at 3 things. I don't know if I told you, and I literally mean this. Those of you that know me personally, I'm only good at 3 things in life. Okay? I'm really pretty good at fixing cars. Well, I was. I've been out of the game for a while. I probably don't know shit anymore. But I was very good at fixing cars. Computer, electrical, drivability, that was my thing. All right? The other was I can shoot a fucking handgun really well. I mean, competition level. Jennick's mom, we took her to a place in town and gave her a class with one of the instructors so she could learn how to use a firearm. And I was there and I participated, and it became a little bit of a competition in shooting between myself and the instructor. And I hadn't actually shot a pistol in a couple years. And it wasn't even my gun. It was their guns. And I outshot him. Jennick's mom was so impressed, she kept the target and goes, holy shit, you beat the instructor who shoots every day. And I went, you already know I'm really good at this. A rifle, I can't fucking hit a barn from 2 feet. I cannot shoot a fucking rifle to save my goddamn life at all. A pistol, Billy the Kid. Doc Holliday. But I can't shoot a rifle. I can't shoot a rifle to save my life or to get food. If we were hunting, we would all starve. We would all starve. I can't shoot a rifle for some reason. I'm not good at it at all. I'm below average by a lot. And the last thing is for some reason, I'm uncommonly good at relationships. If something goes bad, I fucked it up. Maybe on purpose or subconsciously, but relationships, I'm just very good at figuring them out and knowing what to do. And Gen X mom was one of those ones that I was like not ever going to let go of. I owned her because I could figure out what she needed, how she needed it, what was going wrong, how to fix it. I owned that relationship. There's nothing she could do. She was captivated, and I was never letting go. But that's my, I don't know if that's the most problematic thing I ever fixed, but that was the gist that I did to get accounts. There was times in my life I'd go through the yellow pages. You own electrical trucks? Who do you have fixing them? Are you happy with them? And I go down and meet with them. They always had a problem truck. And if I could fix the problem truck, they were ecstatic. Every fleet had one truck they couldn't fucking fix. And no matter what mechanic they took it to, it was always a nightmare. It was always expensive, and it never was fixed right. All you have to do is fix that one, and you're fucking set. That was my mantra. That was my thing. I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. Who knows? Loud one, working out what's wrong with an old school car required knowledge. Using a computer like they do now is not knowledge. Troubleshooting is knowledge. It was, the worst time to be a mechanic was in the late 80s and 90s because computers were taking control and fucking up. But they gave you very little information on what was fucking up. There was actually classes for 10 years straight called no code drivability. When the computer says, no, there's no codes, everything's working fine, and you're looking at this car that's barely running. No code drivability was a big fucking thing for a lot of years. And if you were good at that and good at the fundamentals and good at the basics, you went into the technological era with a huge advantage because you had some fundamentals, you had some basics. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody's got that anymore. Very few people. Some old timers in shops, they still got it. I bump into them from time to time. All right. All right. So, listen. All right, Dave Swafford, I need a couple more to catch up. Give me a minute. PayPal, Doug dropped in $10. Thanks, Doug. Tomash, my general, evening, everyone. Going back to sleep. We'll be fine. Tomash is our number one guy over in Israel. You can't discount him. Yonder is gone, $5. Attitude check. Whoa. I got to check my attitude. Was I being abrasive? Was I being confrontational? Are you having a problem getting past me? Well, thanks for the $5. Loud one. We did that one. PayPal, Bobby, $5. Listen, I got to go, you guys. Loud one. Right when I started, $2. That's the thing. All right, listen, I got to go. Jesus Christ. 8 o'clock? All right, we're coming up on 2 hours. I lied. I said 2.5 hours already. No. I meant an hour and a half. Now it's 2 hours. Listen, I got to go. I'm trying to get some badonkadonk tonight. It's been a long time, okay? I don't want to have to pay for it. I got free badonkadonk. I just got to go be correct. I got to unlock the safe. I got to unlock the safe for badonkadonk correctly and not fuck it up. As long as I do that, and I do this. Now, ladies, remember, I can turn this down, but I can't turn it off. But tonight, I'm going to turn it all the way up to 9.5. Get me some lovin', but I got to go. I got to get out of here. You guys have been wonderful. There's nothing left on the sheets, which means I'm not in trouble. I don't want to be in trouble. To Josh Maddox, Rojas, Amanda Libby, Romy 13, Adam Shawn, a beautiful disaster, Brad Baker, I hate fucks, Romy, Tommy Jones, Bryce Barnes is in there, Loud One's back around the corner. I don't know where Mrs. Fort Watton is. Kevin Grimes is in there. I know. Callie Cat's in there. The usual suspects. Josh Maddox, $1.99. Love you all. Best bar ever, says Josh. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you had to waste a couple hours, what better place to waste them than with Gen X Talks? Don't forget about Discord. That's where we all go in between the live streams. It's where we hang out. The Discord server. Go talk to Lionheart. Lionheart is the supreme overlord of Discord. Trippy is the minion that runs around with the bells on his head, fucking around with shit. Don't fuck with Trippy either. I wouldn't do that. You got to go there. Don't forget about Patreon. Patreon, put up the link for Patreon. That's where you go to get the smoke signals. That's where you get the email. You never miss any event we do, but you got to be on Patreon or it doesn't count. You're going to miss it. Sorry about that. Go watch that on replay. All right. I was going to do some more stuff on here, but I don't have time. I got some pictures on there, but fuck it. We'll do it next time. Today is Tuesday. It's 8 o'clock. We made it 2 hours. And then Wednesday is happy hour on Facebook. Yeah, happy hour on Facebook. And then Thursday, we're back to the bottom of the glass. We got some good stuff planned for the bottom of the glass nation. There's some great stuff coming. The new camera, new cords, new mics, split screen. Gen X Mom's going to be on camera. There's some stuff. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Not just her OnlyFans page. No. This stuff too. The free stuff too. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. All right, you guys. I got to go. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being part of everything. And wow, all of Gen Z Kid's stuff he did in here, he didn't put a closing screen. He didn't put a leaving screen. He didn't put an ending screen. I don't have a way to do that now. Wow. You want to talk about the chief fuck up in charge? That's him. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being part of Gen X Talks. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for drinking with me. I'm going to drink one more. To the Sun Valley Fox, who now is 8.5 decanters behind. And every one of you jabronis, every one of you extras, we are an island of misfit toys. I wouldn't have it any other way. Ah!